We all set? Awesome. All righty. We are here today for the Sumner County Library Board Budget Committee meeting, and it is Friday, February the 14th. We are starting at 11:03. We are at the Sumner County Administration Building in room 112, and I would like to welcome everybody. Welcome our committee members, Mike and Joanna, and I'd like to call the meeting to order and do a roll call. Joanna.
Mike, Brian.
Pam Keller. And the committee consists of 5 members. Shannon Bergdorf and Paul McCoy are not able to be here today. And moving on to item number 3 on the agenda is the invocation. So, Mike, do you mind reading the prayer?
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we come to you in Jesus' name. We thank you for your just your wisdom and grace for all. And obviously, when we're talking about budget and we're talking about stewardship of the county's money and the library's money, and to show us exactly what you want us to do and recommend, and pray that you just give us the right direction to go with each library, each director, each staff member. Lord, we're so thankful for all of ask you to bless each library, bless each person that's working in the system and has a heart for libraries to be set up and how all that goes. We just pray that these things are smooth, and we just have a library system that glorifies you. We just thank you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Okay. Item number 4 is to approve the agenda. Thank you, Gabby.
Thank you.
Do you want to set them up? What you looking for, Joanne?
Okay. My notes from yesterday.
I got mine too.
Go. Okay, I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nope. Okay, good. And number 5 is public recognition. We don't have any guests or anything from the public. However, we do have 3 of our directors that are here today, so we'd like to welcome you, Lita, and Amy, and Gabby. So welcome, and thank you guys for coming. Number 6 is to approve the minutes from the December meeting that we had, and I have those.
Yep.
Do you guys want to look over those real quickly and just remember our meeting? It kind of spells out exactly what we talked about.
I looked at it. I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, awesome. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. And number 7 is open up discussion for new business.
Okay. So moved.
Second.
For discussing the
budget.
discussion for budget.
Yes. Okay. For each library, and we have all of those worksheets here with us. We had talked about, is it postponing rules, Tom's rules?
Oh, I make a motion, so I should suspend Robert's rules.
Robert's rules, yeah. Tom.
Yeah.
To suspend Robert's rules.
Second.
And that's so that we can have you guys be able to answer any questions. Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good. Any opposed?
No.
Good. All right, let's get busy.
Okay.
Got lots to cover. So
All
which
right.
library do we want to start with?
Can we start with Millersville first?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So,
Do you have a copy for us?
let's see, yes, here's yours.
Okay.
That-
The salary worksheet, so that one is really nothing that we have.
Is she asking for more people?
So I got to meet with Amy. Thank you, Amy, for being so gracious to me that day. I got to spend quite a bit of time there, and I really enjoyed meeting with staff and loved it. So I really appreciate that. So there, I've got notes here. So I haven't looked at the printed version yet because I got that today. But Amy did email it all to me, but I was on the road all day yesterday, so couldn't get all that in my thing. But one of the biggest things. So Amy, just anything that I say that's not exactly accurate, it's just going to be from memory. So if you can just help me. I think the biggest thing is that, I think I mentioned this to y'all already, that there was a little bit of a plea for a raise for the staff, and that there's like a 20% increase is obviously what I think is the biggest. Is that the biggest thing, the biggest change probably? And then if you look over to the printed page that looks like this, there's a thing there that says, let's see, where is it?
Justification for two full-time positions
Yeah,
and justification for 20% salary increase?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
what you're looking
yeah,
for?
yeah,
Okay.
the last page, yeah. So if we want to have Amy address those things, I think that would be a good idea, just so I can, instead of just us reading. But that was really the biggest thing. And I have a lot of other notes here. The library opened in 2016. Part-time staff has only gotten a couple of raises since then. Full-time staff got 3 cost of living raises during that time. There's some staff shifting, some people are moving to other positions, and so I think that Cody is leaving, is that right? Oh, no, did I have that wrong?
I would like him to go and do if I get the position, to do full-time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I've got a little arrow pointing up to where he would go. Okay.
May I make a request really quickly?
Sure.
Just because we're on a showing time crunch.
Yep.
So 20% salary increase, we actually met with finance yesterday.
Oh, okay.
To go, because we were like, we wanted to get like, what's going on, what's
Big
going down,
picture,
with
yeah.
things, which actually is a good thing we went, because we come to find out that they actually are doing,
Early.
or they're doing hearings at the end of March. So it's
Oh,
way
okay.
earlier than what it has
Last year
been.
was
Like, not even close. Even 5% is a reach.
Okay.
So, and looking at these, I get rising rent costs, rising food prices, increased health insurance, but honestly, at this point in time, 20% it's not going to happen. And so, because we're on a time crunch, if she wants to present it at the full board, great, but I just don't think that it's something that I'm going to vote for to be sent to the full board. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know that it's going to happen. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yep.
And I just
Is
wanted
it a 20% increase in your overall budget, or just a 20% increase in
just the staff salaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
Amy. Amy's
Right.
not asking for that for herself.
Right.
Yeah, and that would still have to get approved by budget, and I don't see any budget getting that. And what we could do is in the meantime, maybe she wants to talk more about it in the full library, go through it, because we have to get through all the line items
Yeah.
that she has.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and then, the 2 full-time positions, since you have this here, we could, take a look at that.
Yep.
But getting full-time positions is going to be,
New full-time position? Okay.
yeah, that's even going to be an extreme hurdle.
Yeah,
That,
that's even bigger than the raise.
that's just as big as the raise.
Yeah,
Part-time, easier to get, full-time, because you're talking benefits and everything.
right.
So this is going to be, both of these are
Are
like
big.
a huge hurdle.
Yeah.
So could we go through her budget
Yep.
right now?
Yep, we sure can.
And then.
And then maybe put the new positions and the raises.
Yeah, we can
into the full
approve the
board.
budget, with clarification.
There, just to see if there's a possibility. I didn't know y'all had met with finance yesterday, so y'all have even a better insight.
Well, we just met with finance because we're trying to put together, an SMO or SOP, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to figure this out, and we just happened to ask her about some budget things, because
Okay.
we were meeting, today, and we're like, hey, how does this work? What do we guys need?
Yeah, what's the
Everything.
time frame, especially?
Exactly. And we talked about COLA, and,
Okay.
we had said, we hadn't talked about the 20%, but we had talked about 3 and 5%.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, it's like 3%, 5% was, last year was like
That's a big deal.
yeah. So anyway, and I'm not saying that can't talk about, but this is like
Yes.
huge,
Yeah.
big deal. Okay, so I have to get my magnifying glass out right now.
They're small.
Anything, that on this, did you go through the line items with her and everything?
We went through, I mean, it was like there was like, so I have let's see where the back page is, I'm right here.
Oh, no, this is capital, okay.
And pretty much everything
And this is the
above.
capital. Okay. And, can I ask you a question, Amy? One of the things that finance was talking about, and we were trying to figure out SMOs, SOP, whatever you want to say. One thing that bogs me down are transfers. How many transfers did you have last year?
I do not know if it's on my mind.
More than 3?
Probably,
Less than 10?
probably more than 3, because when it gets close to the end of the year, I want to make sure that I'm covered where I need to be covered, because sometimes, prices increase on things
Sure.
that I wasn't expecting, because, you can only predict, estimated costs. So like electricity and that type of thing, and when it is the summer, and, they cut off transfers at the beginning of May, and if my electricity or water was like, they might not make it, I'm going to transfer funds in just to be on the safe side. And typically, if I have any additional funds, like last year, we were working on, updating the security for our media collection, our DVDs, and so that was a big transfer. I knew I had to transfer funds in to cover the initial cost of Atrium, which actually made me save me money from now on, because it was cheaper than what I was paying for CLC.
Sure.
And so it's just, as I see it, and I always talk with Beth prior to make sure that everything will work correctly, and I give her everything that she needs. She has never once said that it's been an issue, anytime I've asked for a transfer.
So just to clarify, and you can chime in here too, it's not that it's an issue, but it does take time. And then also, the less transfers, the better, because it's got to go here, there, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you're not the only department that does transfers. You've got transfers. So what we're trying to make it, is that less taxing on them, less taxing on you guys. And so, so that's what we're trying to look at history, and then what is today, what you're asking today. So what lines do you mainly transfer out of?
That I transfer out of it.
Yeah, like where are some of your maybe reoccurring transfers? to, and then you take money from?
The money from line is different every time because it depends on what the cost of service thing. So like, I always keep $500 and my maintenance line in case something goes wrong with something in the fire alarm system, because it's about $500 to have them come out and fix it.
Okay.
And then, at the end of the year, if I didn't have to, sometimes yet not mean somebody's come out and look at it, then I can move that money because it feels wasteful to not use it. And if I don't consider them extra funds, but if I have funds in mind that I'm not going to use, I move it into those.
Okay. So, standard method of operation.
Or SOP.
Or SOP,
Standard operating procedure.
whichever one you, yeah.
I had to ask initials a lot of times too. She
Yeah.
said a couple of them yesterday, and I'm like, what's ERP or what's, some of the acronyms, I don't know them either.
So just like other, like other contracted services, it looks like last year it was 5,900, and that's on the first, page, about
This page?
2/3 down, and 7,500 is what's in there. Last year was 6,900. It looks like you used about 3,900. So what are other contracts and services that you have right now?
So that would be if we have, like, the science guys come out, animal tails, part of our Comcast bill comes out of that line,
And why would your Comcast bill come out of that one?
that's $3.99, so that's where the table comes out, I think. But then, like, our lawn care comes out of that, and they are having to increase the prices, so I talked with them, so I know how much their prices are going to be increasing at this new fiscal year, so that would cover that is.
And do you guys have a friends group? I thought so. And with your friends group, what do they cover?
They cover what they can. They cover, because as it was explained to me when I started, the county is happy to cover an educational program. And so the friends pay for the programs that aren't educational in nature, so they'll cover like our parents' business, right? Or the puppet show, or they help provide for one of our programming supplies.
Okay.
Like a lot of our programming supplies, especially during summer reading fair. Because they're our backers.
Sure.
And so they are there to help run the library equipment, and they cover the cost for the ones that aren't, that the county doesn't necessarily do in education.
And then, like data processing and supplies, you only used $45 of it, but you have $454 left, and then you dropped it down to $250, and that's you're just not seeing the use.
With the Canon contract we now have, we don't have to pay for toner. So that's why I removed funds from there, because we were having to pay for toner, and it was hard to predict when we were going to need it. But now we don't have to pay for toner, it's in our Comcast, not our Comcast, our Canon line, so that would be under maintenance agreement,
Okay. Gotcha.
which is why that slightly increased on cover that.
Okay. And then, electricity, it looks like you're asking for 20% more than what you have in there right now. I mean, general electricity doesn't go up 20%, but it could in Nashville, I don't know. Could you tell me about the 20% increase?
So I know I don't have enough in my electricity cover this year.
Okay.
Because the cost has gone up. So what I did, I took the last 3 fiscal years and I looked at the average increased cost per month and then per year.
Okay.
And so I did the future math of, okay, so if this trend continues and we're already like, we don't turn the lights on before, like, 2 minutes before we open. We don't turn on the computers until, like, right, like,
Gotcha.
do all this. So it was with the estimated math of, okay, this is the trend, and I'm very unlike that electricity is ever going to go down. So it was just the average estimated cost based on the month that I had, so like, our electricity is always much higher in the summer because we have gas for the winter. So, like, my July bill was, should have written it down, $300 more than last July.
Okay.
And so it's just, you know, finding the averages, doing the math, and then what I do is I try to be conservative on the addition, but I'm like, I also need to make sure that I have enough because the supplies are, everything's going up. Yeah, that's how I got that.
Okay. And then my last question is the 24,000 for library books and media. I mean, that's a significant increase at 6,000. And I get that it's 10% of local appropriations are budgeted for materials, and that's state standards. But again, state standards are not law; they're just guidelines. And so, and I apologize if am I missing a note?
It's on the back.
It didn't go up on the back.
Okay.
So you're looking at almost $100,000 more.
That is including
The salary.
2 additional full-time lines, and then the medical, the dental, the insurance, and everything like that. So, when I was going over it with Mike, it was maybe a little under a 10% increase in my operating budget. And I feel that it's very fair considering the library's been open 10 years, and over the entire time, there's been a total cumulative increase of 7%.
Okay, so you're looking for a 10% increase in operating budget. Okay, and it looks like a lot of that is coming from the book.
Well, some of it, yes.
I mean, $6,000 is a lot for books. $6,000.
It is, I went back, so I didn't just like guess the random number.
I'm not.
I went back and I compared in our receipts the cost of books that we purchased when the library first opened versus the last 3 fiscal years, because those things used for me to find and figure out how they work. And if I compared the cost of the books then to the cost of the books if I bought it today, it was about a 12% increase. And so this is just so we can, and again, it's future estimating math. It's all kind of like guess and magic. But if the trend continues, because everything's going up, this would equate to about what I spend now.
And 5,000 of that, because that's why Millersville also gave you an extra 2,500, right? So now you're at 5,000 from Millersville. Correct.
But I don't know where that money comes in, because I never see it on my line item. Like, I'm very confused about that part.
So you're supposed to, it's supposed to be worked into that. So basically, when we're looking at this, because Millersville goes towards the, correct?
And programs like that.
Okay, so that 5,000 is going to be here. So when the commissioners look at this, they look at this and they take away 5,000 and know that the rest of it's coming from the county. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know that or you know. Okay, so actually what you're asking here for is, so last year it was 200, so 2,500 would have been taken from that. So the difference would be from the county. So you're asking for 2,400. So what?
I am, and if you look at the previous slide, well, it's for 24 and 23, that's approximately how much I spent in books with the transfers that I made. So I said at the end of the fiscal year, if there are any funds, I moved it into books. So that's how much I've been spending. And I do not feel, based on the math that I have done, I would have those funds to transfer in, so it's more aligning with what I had previously spent.
But last year, they only approved you for 18.2, correct?
And as I said, I have the funds that I can, I always move the funds into both, because that's, what the library is primarily for, is books. And so I know, doing the math on everything else that again, future math, I wouldn't have the funds to transfer in for that amount, and that's how much it costs for us to purchase books and materials for the library for $15,000.
On the budget, it shows that it was 18.2 that was approved, 23,115 and then actually you spent $24,012.95. That's the actual, okay.
So that's you moving money into there.
Right, and I'm looking at this year, I am 99.75% sure I'm not gonna have any funds to transfer to go forward.
Because your other revenue is pretty tight. Okay.
Okay.
And then, I don't understand the 5,000. Can you help me understand? I mean, I understand you're saying that $5,000 comes from millage bill. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I
No
get
worries.
it. Okay.
It's taken me 2 years to figure it out.
Okay. Now I understand that.
Yep. And they just increased this year.
Okay.
I just want to know that I'm the only library in Sumner County that ever got an MOU agreement.
And I want clarification just to understand too, other contract services, the line item Comcast goes into that? Because I don't know in the other budgets, does it go into that?
We have cable. Some of our older patrons will come in, and it's a program that we're figuring out the logistics for. And so, and we're also able not to cancel it right now, so I'm working with Robert and IT about that, and that's where those funds come out of, the contract services, because it wouldn't fall under communication or,
Is it different than Comcast Internet?
yes.
Oh, okay, then that makes, okay, I understand that then, okay. But does any other library have cable? Where Comcast goes?
I think
And that-
Hendersonville does.
And how much is the bill?
It's
I'm trying to wrap my head around this, sorry. Do you have it where people can come in and watch cable? Can watch TV at the library? And why is that a service that we should provide for people to come in and watch, like, come in and just watch
It
TV?
was a service that was provided prior to my tenure at Millersville, and I have been working for the past 18 months to try and get that removed.
Okay.
But since I'm trying to make sure I get the timeline correctly, but since the county has a large agreement with Comcast and the libraries were not included in that agreement last year, I've been working with IT and Comcast so that we can get on a similar agreement, because I sent the new contract to the law department, they're like, no, it has to be this. And Comcast is like, well, no, because you're not part of that agreement. And then Robert's like, well, let me see what I can do, and so we're trying to figure it out, because that's a lot of money that doesn't need to be spent there.
Yeah.
Right now,
A lot.
So can you get us that information, because that's gonna be something that, when we go to commissions, be like, we literally can't get out of this contract. This is how much money it is. And when you say new contract, when did the new contract happen?
I'm sorry, could you rephrase that? I want to make sure I'm answering it.
You said when you sent the new contract to legal, is that the new contract? What new contract are you referencing?
So it would have been like an updated services contract that we agree to pay for this, like internet and phone, and that take the cable off. I mean, people enjoy it, but it's not a necessity, so we've been trying to get that off.
Okay.
But then there's this legal, like, well, you can't sign that one because we have this one, and they're like, well, you weren't a part of that one, so that doesn't count, and so we're trying to.
And so with Comcast right now, you're under a contract for cable.
And internet and phone.
And when does that contract
If
go up?
you could find that paperwork, that would be amazing.
Well, Comcast should be able to send it to you.
I have.
It took me 9 months to cancel my stuff from Comcast. They are horrendous.
And I've been trying to get this information.
So-
You tell one person they don't have it, oh, you're a government, you need to talk
And
to.
then you have to talk to this person, but that one, oh, well, you're not actually part of this group, so you need to talk to this one.
So we are all trying to do like Anita and more, like more on Portland, because Robert has managed to get them off onto a wire.
We're on what they call a VoIP.
Yeah.
So I use AT&T from the internet only, and then the VoIP goes through county IT.
And not to disparage Gabby, also the problem, but there have been so many former directors, just trying to figure out whose name it is under and what email address.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and so our bill is Gallatin, Millersville, and Hendersonville, all combined, but separate out, so I pay towards that bill, the Millersville amount.
And do you know what that amount is?
It breaks it down by library.
Okay.
It's like a hierarchy account, so they combine 3 separate accounts, and I have been trying for, how long have I been here?
That's
3
fine.
years to try and get it separated out.
Do you have that amount offhand?
I don't, and it changes, it fluctuates, because I got a discount for being paperless, but now that discount doesn't apply, so now this fund went up, but then they're also, we're trying.
Well, that's okay. Can you get us that amount and
For the whole bill?
for the whole bill for the whole year? Just so that, and then we gotta find out like who the contract is with, because then that's when I get a hearing. We literally can't get out of this contract.
Yeah,
And
that's crazy.
Did y'all call Comcast? Give it a go, like,
I have wasted so many hours on the phone.
If you wanna get me that information, because I don't mind,
What's the
Corporation.
Do you want it for just this fiscal year or all the time?
This is just now, so that we can try to get it resolved.
Which one are we in now?
Okay. And, okay. I don't have back, so I can't see this with that. Did you have any questions on anything? And so just to confirm, the $703,000, almost $100,000 increase, I'll have to look at your salary worksheet to see where that's at, and then the difference is your increase in the remuneration, correct? Okay. Okay.
I do have a little bit more information about Comcast.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
Sorry, we have to, but I will receive that happily from you in an email, for sure.
Yeah, good.
Did you have any,
I mean, the biggest thing was just the staff and the proposal for a raise. That was the biggest. The rest of it was kind of like, seemed pretty standard.
Any capital improvement monies that they're asking for this year?
There was one, let's see, what was it, Amy? There was like, you had done, like here, this sheet right here shows.
This is 2027.
I know, but I was just saying, that's kind of what's projected. But
Down here, so we've been working with IT, and they couldn't give me the information before today, I've been trying. There is a mandatory upgrade to Windows 11 happening in October. And I am waiting.
That's what this one is?
Yes, and I am waiting to see how much it's going to be to replace the computers. The estimate that I have, and again, I don't know if this is accurate because I haven't gotten to see what computers can upgrade and what even can't. I know the public computers, the 6 public computers we have, they're fine. And so the estimate that I did was for each of the staff computers as well as the OPAC, the card catalog.
So the upgrade is mandatory, so they're gonna have to upgrade computers to be able to.
Okay.
Is it 26?
So,
Yes, it's for next fiscal year, which is why I wanted to put it in the capital fund, so it wouldn't affect my MOE, because I'm not going to need that fund every year. It's
you're
just,
gonna need the 10,000?
that's my estimate, like,
To replace the computer.
to replace the computer.
Not every year.
No.
That's why I put
Yeah.
the capital.
Yeah, that's why I was like making sure.
Yeah.
Because the estimate
So,
cost was about $1,000 per.
So what we found out is that we need to have that attached when we send in your stuff for
As
budget.
soon as I get it, I will more than happy to send it to you.
No, what I'm trying to say is I just need a memo, like an explanation. If you can email that to us, like the 10,000, is it somewhere in here? It says computers and DP equipment, but if you could say, hey, it's mandatory.
So on the line, it says, estimated based on current increased costs, additional funds will be requested for capital projects to purchase replacement computers for those that will be unable to update to Windows 11.
Is that on the back of the budget? On which line
Oh,
is
it
that?
is here.
On the net processing line.
It's there, right there.
709. No, yeah.
I think it's the back of
I
everything.
was there. I didn't get the back of it.
Okay, so.
Estimated 8,000 needed for new computers to run Windows 11 for fiscal year 26.
And then I forgot that there were two others that I forgot to count, which is why it came up.
Okay, so you have it, so,
I do.
okay.
But it's 10,000, not 8,000 estimated? Okay.
And that's estimating at $1,000. Sometimes we can get the computers on sale and they'll be less, which is great, because then that money just goes back into the capital.
But you're waiting on IT to give you the
Correct.
exact number.
Correct. And then the specific spec for the computer.
To what?
They have to go to all the computers.
Yeah, all the computers in the county.
Okay. And it's fine, when we found out that with this capital, it has to be included in the worksheet and it has to have a memo, so we just want to be able to have as much explanation as possible.
I went up there today, I think,
Yeah, okay, awesome, so we just need, okay, and do you have anything else on those real that?
No, I don't think so. Am I missing anything, Amy? Have we covered?
just, I know that you said you weren't going to talk about it now, but
Yeah.
I think it's very important that we provide livable wages and that staff should not be subsidized by government assistance.
Okay.
And that's all I'm saying, that's the reason
Okay.
behind my request.
Thank you.
We agree, by the way.
I know, but, yeah, I have to advocate for the staff, that's my job.
Yeah, totally get it.
Yeah.
Okay, what you wanna do next?
Do we need to finalize numbers, Bill? And how do we move forward with this? Since
Oh,
we have
okay.
some clarification that we have to have.
So then I move to, move forward with Millersville budget to the board, but with some clarifying questions to be answered and moved on to the board, so.
I second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, just a few on there, okay.
So how about we do Portland?
And then, when you get into your email, would you mind emailing me what she had sent you, so I
Yep.
have the back of it?
Yep, sure will.
Okay, thank you. You want to do Portland?
I'm sorry, I can send it to everybody with the explanation of the contact information that I'm also gonna send, I can just send it to all the stuff to
Okay.
everybody.
Okay, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be much easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Your email.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Thank you.
All right, so we're moving on to Portland.
Ooh. Now, Portland's just a little bit small. And
Well, I already said,
That's
you
in
want
my
bigger
eye.
copies?
Oh, yeah.
Paul only sent me the
PDF.
he didn't send
Oh,
me
person.
the salary worksheet.
Touching my eyes today.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be sure to write Portland on that, guys.
Yes.
Thank you, Anita. Okay, yeah, and I didn't have these from Paul, the salary worksheet. either.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All I did was copy everything from the salary worksheet over to the budget.
You're all right.
Nothing different.
Thank you very much.
And do you have any capital improvement money? Okay.
Oh, thank you, Anita.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right, back with my eyes on.
All right. Okay. All right. So, is there an increase here?
The only increase on there is the 3% in salaries, there's no other increases at all.
Okay. Did you have many transfers last year
No, ma'am.
with your budget? Okay. And so you feel pretty confident in?
I made a few changes in a couple of lines because I did see a trend this year.
Okay.
So I did go ahead and make those, but everything is still exactly the same control-wise.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you say that you didn't have a lot of transfers, like less than 3, more than 3?
Less than 5.
Less than 5, okay.
So,
This year, so far, I've had 2.
good job.
Okay, so 5. And just curious, and like where do you see that were the 2 that you transferred this year,
One
2
was,
of the ones that's from from last year as well?
No, totally different. Well, one transfer I've turned in today to Beth, it actually is transfers for covering, since Lauren has come on, she had family insurance, so it's gonna be short in insurance and dental, or medical insurance and dental, so that was the transfer I just turned in today to Beth, to go before the board budget meeting next month. The other transfer was for our, water fountain, went totally kaput, and I never had a line for a water fountain, so I had to transfer money into that,
Did they create a line item for you?
Do what?
Did they create a line
Yes.
item for you?
Okay.
We talked about that yesterday too.
We have Paul and Mike, we have one of these for you too.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Mhm.
Of all of the codes,
Oh,
all the
okay,
lines.
good.
Yeah, this is helped us
Amy had made
tremendous.
a little code thing for me,
Yeah, that's all.
for her budget.
Yeah.
And then, lastly, really quickly, just on what you're saying, we did talk to finance as well, and there's a good clarification that we now understand how payroll works and insurance works, and that we are assured that if you guys can't find the money in your budget, the county will actually cover that.
Yes.
So we were assured by that, and that we now know why sometimes it's because of the benefits thing.
I was able to find it all within my budget this year.
Well, that was one of the things that she mentioned that was very helpful too, and we'll mention it to the other two directors as well, but if you know of an employee's circumstances, like you've got somebody that's getting married and they may be adding it, for us to know that ahead of time so that they can start planning for it, and not like when it happens, start looking to find where the funds are. Or if you've got somebody that, just finds out that they're pregnant or something like that, the sooner that you can let us know so that we can pass it on to finance.
Yeah.
I asked Amy like a month before Lauren came, because I knew she was gonna, so she already had figured out the amount that I was
Good.
gonna use.
Wonderful.
That's perfect,
Yeah.
That would help them a lot.
And that's the SMO or SOP that we're gonna put together that is gonna help you guys, because then you tell the benefits manager, hey, this is coming up, so that county can do that. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. All right.
I do have one question.
Okay.
Under health equipment for $3,000, what is health equipment? What is that?
I actually want to buy an AED for the library,
That's
and it's about $2,800, yeah.
Okay.
So I figured by the time you add tax and everything,
Okay.
yeah. I actually had it in my budget to buy it this year, but I got Lauren instead.
It's called an AED?
AED, it's the defibrillator, dummy-proof defibrillator, basically.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure,
Yeah.
because we may get asked,
Yeah.
what's
No,
that?
And there's a couple of other health items that I would like, there's, it's like if a kid's chosen, there's like a kid or a little suction thing to help with CPR.
Is that in that line item too?
That would be in that line item, yeah. So, yeah, I meant to get it this year, my plan
As
was to
seen
get
on
it this
TV,
year.
is it that one?
Mhm.
There's the
Yeah.
one that's,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but I decided I wanted Lauren as my children's librarian more.
Well, she can do the Heimlich.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
There you go.
So they're increasing, 25,000.
Yeah, the
That's
only thing,
because of
that
the
3%
COLA.
is just in the salary, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a motion on the Portland budget.
Make a motion that this gets presented to the board.
A second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good.
All right, so now we'll move on to, Gallatin.
That works for me.
Would it necessary to put the quorum if I leave?
Yes.
If we need to,
10 more minutes.
will, I'll do my best.
Okay.
Need to be gone.
Okay. So with hers, there is, the only increase there, for the most part, correct me if I'm wrong, is COLA. Everything else is the same, the operating is the same. We did move some numbers around. Did you fix the numbers that we had
This
talked
last
about?
2 times we met, or,
Okay. I didn't look over
no,
this
it's
morning. So, there's a few questions that she has, a few clarifying things that she's looking into for me. We had to meet again today. One of the things, Portland has a friends group as well, correct? And they have a foundation. You're the only ones that have a foundation, correct? So everybody has a friends group, even Westmoreland does, correct?
They do. Mhm.
Okay,
One of them was up there when I was doing
Yeah.
the budget with Lauren.
so some of these things like, supplies and stuff like that, I talked with her and I said, maybe even going to the friends group and asking to help a little bit more in these places. And I understand that they don't have any control over what the friends do. I totally get that. But I do also know that in the friends group and the decree and all that they say that they're supposed to work with the directors and the board with the long-term goals and the immediate goals of the library, you know what I mean? And so, and I do believe that the Friends Group are doing great as well at every single library, but there's also an opportunity that if they're doing fundraisers, to use the funds for what's needed to alleviate some of the demand from the county so that maybe that money can go towards new hires. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? So there's a few things in here that I talked to Gabby about maybe asking her friends to do. Also, one of the things that we talked about that, I ran a nonprofit for 15 years, a ministry at a church, so fundraising is always a fun thing, and asking for money. And, I know that Alicia does this. Do you guys seek out organizations for donations or to work or to donate things? Okay. Do you?
Yeah, mostly local.
Okay, the friends and do you?
We search out local, like Portland businesses and everything to partner with to do the promotion for both of us.
Yeah.
we discussed that, we do reach out. I wasn't thinking about those kind of partnerships, I was thinking about like literal items, but we do partner with, the dance studio on the square, the milkshake and hamburger place on the square, and they do give us stuff towards prizes and events. So I guess I do, I've just never, but also I talked to Amy, and she does put on Facebook when they need a certain thing, and I can do that.
Okay.
Well, I know like Hendersonville, their French group, or some of their employees even, reach out to local restaurants and do a donation night.
Okay.
Because they
And
got.
that's okay.
Okay, so you feel comfortable with asking for donations?
I'm under the impression that's not, we weren't necessarily allowed to do that stuff, but if y'all are okay with it and we can move forward, I can make that happen.
Yeah, because it actually is in the job description to look for partnerships. And I do believe letting the community know, and I don't think it's a disrespect to the county commissioners.
They're doing like a percentage of sales, like,
Yeah.
Brewster's Ice Cream on one certain night, they're doing a percentage of sales.
Well, now,
But they got that now.
but that goes to the friends.
Yeah.
I'm talking about donating items to the
Directly.
library, directly to the library. So doing fundraisers like that is kind of beneficial, but literally that doesn't directly benefit them.
Sure, okay.
So I'm talking about, hey, we need this for summer.
But if you have any seeds, they want to donate for a seed library, we'll say no.
There you go. So that's what I'm saying. So,
And I just wasn't thinking that way, like, the master gardener gives us things. But I just been friends with them, and they just do it, I've never had to, like, ask for things, but I can, I'm going to.
okay.
It's just, it's so simple, I'm not thought of it.
Okay. So then what I'd like to do then is, so there's a few things on here that she is going to be looking into.
sewage.
The sewage, yes, sorry, I'm looking, can't see it right now. Sewage, and what else is there?
There was something, and I couldn't figure out with the dues and memberships and licenses, but after I went in there and actually
That's what it
looked at them, the Swain movie license, we buy through 10 share because we get a discount. That's why it was NPLC and 10 share, but it's actually for the movie license. Because we belong to 10 share.
Okay.
It is what we pay for them.
Okay.
I just didn't open it all the way.
Okay. I can't find my other paper that I have all my other notes on. I have too many papers in front of me. Okay. So, all right. So then there's a few things that we're probably I'm gonna have more explanation for and possible movement. So such as this is what we were talking about, the program supplies on the second page under instructional supplies and what's MTL? Materials. Okay, just want to make sure. She is asking for an increase. Last year it was 2,700, and this year she wants 3,700. And so, and this is where we were talking about maybe asking their friends to help, asking for donations as well. And that's $1,000 that can come off of the budget or can go towards something else, because also there was food supplies, which is, that is March. Where's the food supplies? Food supplies, no, it was another line.
It's up at the top of the second page.
Up the top of the page, okay. I need to move around, sorry. Okay, yes, food supplies, 1,040. This too could be something that we could get donations for, ask the friends to supply. So I'm just looking for things that, they can help in, or we can partner.
I do think we could get some supplementation,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't depend on that, is why I want to continue to ask for that amount.
Yeah, and I understand that, and I think that, that's something we can take into consideration as well. But again, it's something that if we start asking, I can almost guarantee you will get more people. And then again, it could be a conversation with a friend. You know what I mean? Okay, all right. So, and then did I give you guys the other one with, so these are some of her notes. This is just for you guys to review. Okay. And then
Those are explanations for the capital.
yeah, and then there was not a, this didn't get printed off, but I forgot to have you look at this.
Oh, that's true.
There's a capital improvement needs that she wants. It's going to be about a little over 50,000. It looks like about 53,000. And this is, she's running for painting, repair and replace the building facade, and to repair and replace the HVAC. Now, we had asked about that.
I did, and I do have an update for that. Finance said our HVAC has not been looked at since 2011. So it's working, and that's just been an emergency fund that we've been carrying forward.
So we should have it looked at, yeah?
Even though it's running fine.
Oh, yeah, just have it serviced.
Yeah, have it serviced. Has it been serviced?
They should be coming out every 2 months.
Yeah.
They may be doing that.
Okay, can you follow up on that? Because I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm not having it
there should be a
looked
maintenance
at.
program.
Yeah, there's a maintenance.
Can't imagine since 2011, it's not had anything done, like maybe some like changing filters in the library and that kind of stuff. They're probably
That
checking,
would make that be
probably checking the system at the same time.
Okay, we did get that done.
Okay, and can you look on the warranties for that as well?
There is not one. It's nothing, they have nothing signed after 2011 on it. Or that's when everything was done. It was paid for by 2011, because it was installed in 2008.
So 2008 is when it was started.
Yes.
So now, so we're going on about Yeah.
5 years or something.
Or 5 years, or 10 years, or
Sometimes,
sometimes, yeah. So we're looking, how old is that then? We're looking at,
Mhm.
well, it's 18, no, 17 years. So 17 years. Okay, all right, so I'm thinking that,
I'll clarify.
yeah, clarify that, because we could even move that to another year, you know what I'm saying?
I think what I'm talking about is that they said that's what we've been doing, is just pushing it down the road
Okay.
as an emergency fund.
Okay, so 25 for replacement of facade, could you send me an explanation of that, or did you send it in the notes? Okay.
It's not in this packet, it's, I'll send it in.
If you send it, again, I can't get into my
Yeah.
email, so I'll look for it. Okay, all right, so then, you guys have any questions?
Actually, I think there is an explanation at the bottom of it,
I was there.
and,
Oh, there it is, building, yeah, that's right. I know we had talked about it, okay.
Where?
It's,
Oh, you have-
this one, yes, but then, we also have one more area, the carpet next year. Replace, repair, and replace, but then you put carpet in here. But,
that's just what finance put that one title in there, because that's what the carpet to go under, is replacing it. It says repair, replace, but it's replace.
oh, that's the form for 2027.
Mm-hmm.
I just need an explanation for 2026.
It's in the notes in your email.
Okay, okay, gotcha. I just heard that, so, okay. All right, so then, do you guys have any questions? All right. So I will make a motion to move the budget onto the full board, but with the questions and clarifying notes that are coming, from Gabby.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Come on, Hendersonville real quick.
Do it.
Okay, all right,
Do it.
okay, all right, so Rachel is, sorry, I've got it in front of me now.
I know, I just think
Oh,
Yep, yep, thank you so much, Gabby, we really appreciate it. Thank you, we were trying to get you guys going, so, all right, thank you so much. All right, I make a motion to bring us back into session.
Second.
Okay.
Hendersonville's budget, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you. See you later. Enjoy your time in Gallatin.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
For the personnel line, she's got an explanation of, her salary worksheet and things like that. She, as well as Amy, is asking for some of her employees to receive increases before COLA. And that's reflected, she's got some notes there.
Okay.
Her budget is really pretty, clean. She did it correctly by extending out, all the items. I think last year she made an error on that.
I didn't tell them what I would. Always have to have no money.
Oh, so she just needs to carry all this through, all the way through.
Yeah, and Westmoreland didn't do it correctly.
No, I know Westmoreland did.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I will fix that with Phyllis.
Okay, yeah, so see
You
how
haven't,
Portland and Gallatin,
yes, she just needs to carry all the line items, like all the way down, every one of them. Okay.
so
I'll make sure
all
she
the
does
numbers
that.
need to go in there.
Yep.
Okay. That doesn't, because right now it just shows, I'm assuming it's a $218,000 increase.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then 218 plus 934. 218.
So $218,000 increase?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, part of it is, $26,000. Is for her, data processing and, let me see where that line is.
Now, last year, she was
Short.
asking for people, because again, she does have the largest library.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
And they are short-staffed, and as we
Okay.
know, they're doing a push to increase the hours, but we don't have the budget
Right.
to even increase. So is she asking for full-timers or part-timers? Oh, no, actually, she's looking
And that
for
two hundred
full-time.
and eighteen is mostly staff, correct? I'm assuming.
Some of it's operations, just,
It looks like 218 is for operations,
mhm.
because she doesn't have anything
Right,
in the.
nothing for her staff increase.
$218,000 for operations, that's a lot.
Mhm. She's asking for one full-time staff member currently, and two, if they're going to, if the board's gonna approve the opening on Friday.
Oh, I see what she did. Okay, here, I'm like, here. So she just didn't include the staff at the top,
Right.
but she,
And
yeah,
that's
it all,
her-
it all makes sense, because she put it on the
Salary worksheet.
salary worksheet,
Mhm.
but it,
Yeah, I'll have
go
that
on there.
carried through, yeah.
Okay. So then, okay, so this, yeah.
She, like, her data processing is $32,000. She did not add in all of those line items, so that's a huge line item. And then her electricity, is $55,000. That's up a little bit over, last year, not a whole lot.
So I'm confused on the data processing. 24,000. It went to 32,000 from 12, 27, and I know that was also, remember, working
It
with them.
was $12,000 short last year.
That's right, it's $12,000 short, so it's actually 24,000
Correct.
is actually what she was needing.
Correct.
That's right.
Yes.
She,
And that's where that mistake was made,
yes.
because she thought she was asking for 12,000 more, but she only asked for 12,000.
Okay.
So that's where the gap was.
So in essence, she's only asking for $8,000 more this year. And what's the increase for the 8,000?
Well, under her line item, let me find my notes on that one. She, has, Comcast, NES, course, and all of, what did she tell me she puts under all of that? Under her data processing, her line item lumps more of her expenses into that. I'll get clarification on that, with
Okay.
her not being here.
Okay. And she got stuck at a doctor's appointment. I asked her if she would be here
Okay.
for her daughter.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, she has some other, items in there.
Okay.
I think it's her, library pollution, OCI hosting,
Well, would we be able to get
librarian.
an explanation? I mean,
Mhm.
if it's actually $218,000 increase, is that what she's asking for? That's what she's gonna be like, and she wants an increase in salary.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
I've got a lot of question marks for her to clarify. Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm like you, I thought and I know she is planning to be here today, so you could, on my notes, I don't know if you guys can see, but I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've got 7 or 8 question marks asking for some clarification on some of her requests.
Okay.
And I had hoped to be able to ask for that today, and one of them is, what all is included in her data processing line item, 32,000.
Okay. Okay.
And then there's also another one that she's asking for, it's a pretty large amount, 5,500 in furniture and fixtures. I don't know, what that purchases for, or what the line item is requesting, so.
Okay.
So it is-
I will get clarification from the Hendersonville director, Alicia, on
And
some of these.
any capital improvements she's asking for?
Mm-mm.
No, in the capital?
Wow.
Okay.
However, I'll get her,
Maybe
her
there's
list.
a donation coming, hopefully.
Yeah, I think there was.
Yeah.
I heard about one, but I'm not sure how long that.
If we can ever get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll get some clarification on,
So we can just put this off then for another.
we can approve, to move it to the board with some clarification
Yeah.
on the increase of, $218,000 in operations increase, what all of that encompassed, and,
Okay, I move that we do that.
Okay, second?
all in favor?
Aye.
None opposed?
And then, one more. Sure, this looks like it's similar to, she's asking for a $38,000 increase?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they are going to, the windows, that is, they're asking, one of their increases is, they also want that AEC.
And that's the capital.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, would
This
you
one's
mind
more?
giving us? Yeah, I'll try this. Hold on.
You should,
Yeah. And then real quickly, so the $38,000, is that an increase? Oh, no, it's not an increase in salary.
It's just,
Is that really with the windows? Oh, no, that's the capital.
right, yeah, this is just operational increases.
Did we have the windows stuff? I remember approving.
It's on her list for 26.
The windows?
But I don't think it's a capital outlay, it wasn't,
I remember us voting we actually voted to transfer from, carpet to the windows, and she said that it would cover it. I'm going to look back at my notes.
where would that have come out of, the 20?
No, she had already been approved for capital money.
Oh, she had already been approved for the carpet.
Mm-hmm. And she
She
moved
just
it
swapped it to windows.
to windows, and we had to vote on it.
I do remember.
As commissioners.
Yeah, I
And
remember.
she got it approved. So I'm trying to.
It may be approved, they just haven't been installed yet.
Okay, I think we can.
I'll find out from
follow on
Lauren.
that.
I will. And then the other thing that she has on here, for, capital outlay is roofing the entire building. And I just don't know if that's necessary. She's got $30,000 requesting, for 2026.
You know when the roof was replaced?
And she said, I was told that the entire building needs to be re-roofed. And I said, well, I think we need to arrange for a roofer to come out here and look. But, I mean, it's on here to re-roof the entire building, and it's a $30,000 capital outlay. So I haven't asked her to, find out, why would it need to be replaced when it's
Oh, for
another
sure.
10,
It has
15 years.
30 years.
At least on a commercial building like that.
Yeah, and I'm sure they have insurance on it too. So what insurance?
If it's storm
If
damage.
it's a storm damage, they would,
Correct.
or been damaged anyway, they would
Right.
cover that.
And then with the regular budget, what's, a $38,000 increase in operating expense is still a pretty big increase. Is that for the windows or what, what's the big increase there? I can't see these numbers. Security system, looks like there's an increase there, almost $1,000 up at the top. Is that 36,550?
Increased a little bit on, utility, 7,500. Maintenance agreement
Curious,
is 3,600. the data processing, went from 2,900 to 5,400.
Did she say why it went up? Security went up $1,000. Security system and Canon equipment. $1,000 is a lot. Is that for printing?
The copier.
Yeah.
And then the lease of it.
Do we know, so like what I did with Gabby is any agreement that tell me what the
Terms.
really is.
Yeah.
Terms are, did she tell you what they were? Did you think we could get the terms, just so that we could see what's going where? Yeah.
I'm assuming that Lauren will still be agreeable since she's not working there anymore, to helping us get that clarification and stuff, since she's the one who, is proposing the budget.
Well, I think even as an interim, Phyllis would need to know too, because she's
Sure.
paying it.
So we need the Canon agreement.
And the security agreement.
Okay.
And maybe just a little bit more of explanation about the 38,000 increase. And I know it kind of gets convoluted when you're looking at numbers, and there's like one's 500 more, one's 1,000 more. It seems like it would take a lot to get up to 38,000. Got to be a couple of significant ones in there for it to be that much.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, library books and media, she put it 7,500, but she put increase. Generally saying around 7,000. So that could be even, 500 taken off. I know they get, 2,000 from Westmoreland. So, and then predictions based on 25. Book bags? What do we need book bags for? Book bags?
Sure there would be a way to do that. I wonder if they're using the book bags for like the little kits that they check out.
Yeah, it says other supplies and insurance, so it's probably for a program, but, I'm just saying to be.
Yeah.
That could be a
for
friend thing.
like a friend thing or a donation. I mean, people donate book bags.
Right.
And what we could even do is we could put a sign up at another, like Hendersonville, donate book bags for the Westmoreland.
Yep.
I mean, people, they
Or
know
they could do
Westmoreland's
that.
out there, and I think that we could do that. I think asking people for, I don't know, that's good at it for 15 years. If people know there's a need, generally they'll do it.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that people just need to
They just
ask.
don't know. They don't know to think about that.
Yeah. All right,
So she needs to carry her item.
yeah. And then obviously, bigger legislation, better, but, so we can look through these two and just ask for.
I'll get some clarification from her.
And if we could get a, salary worksheet too.
Did you not get that? It should be in there.
Maybe I'll put it over here. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the
Salary worksheet, okay.
the capital outlay too.
We're going to,
There.
we'll just keep the 3% COLA, okay, just 3%, okay. And then you're gonna ask about the windows.
And I've got capital allocation
And the
for
roof.
13 windows.
Yeah.
And then I'll find out who we need to get to inspect the building to make sure. If we don't need a roof, then this just needs to come off.
Yeah.
Because it actually is under 2026.
Yeah, so it's this one, this year.
Yeah, so.
I think we could even move that to like 2033.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
You know
what
what I mean?
definitely a long
So I
time
guess
on the road.
It's a long, long term.
But I just call, the county maintenance, I mean, who do I call to ask about getting those severs inspected?
Let's find out who
Phyllis
does.
can do it. You can just ask Phyllis to say, hey, I'd like to get, maintenance to come out, or ask you to get someone to come and take a look at this. Because it's one is 2011, is that, or when was it?
No, I think it's just 11 years old.
11 years old, that's the one.
Yeah, I think that's what Lauren,
And have a look into their insurance too, who has,
Okay.
who's the insurance, and what does the insurance pay? How, because, like, I went through my house, homeowner's insurance, if it's older than this age, then they won't cover anything, or the percentage.
Right.
right.
So maybe kind of looking into that, so
So
we
the
can,
depreciation.
yes, exactly.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So,
Second.
representative board. All in favor?
wonderful. And that's it.
So I think the only one
We
we
already
got.
did Portland?
Yeah, we did Portland, and that one was plain.
We did.
We just approved that one with no explanations, pretty much.
All right.
Just, Elisa was here to
Yeah.
answer any questions.
So,
And then I'll get with Elise, and ask her some clarifying questions on why her increase is so substantial as
and
well.
I'll get Gabby's too, and, if you want me to help with anything, let me know.
I will, I may have to, meet with Alicia too, just to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if there's anything I can do too.
So we need to get this wrapped up by next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got another,
Yeah.
send it, because we've got to have it, when it gets there March the 1st, it's done. Like,
Yeah.
there's no back and forth after that, so
Okay.
I'll reach out. I know, I'll call Portland Library today to see if I could just get a message into Lauren for her to reach out to me, and maybe at her meeting, if she's not at work and stuff like that there, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
sounds good. All right, make a motion for adjournment.
Second.
All right,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
all done. All right, ready?
This
Second.
one.
Thank you. I'll try to run.
Yes, the rest.